comps. Bonjour. Hi guys, welcome down. Hello, hello, hello. 13 people already. Welcome down, guys. Nice and early. So yes, tonight's Tuesday. We're making our arcade. Two special guests tonight. We've got Kitana and we have Latrine joining us. So make sure you get all your questions in for the girls. Who we got watching already? We've got Sean. Hi, Sean. We've got our Tess. Hi, Tess. So yes, if you do have any questions for the girls, get them in the comments. Don't forget to give us a like and share. Hello, Claire. Hi, Ray. Hey, Franny. So should we bring the first one? Should we bring her in? Here's our Kitana. Here she is. Hey, lass.
Hey, gorgeous. I don't know if it's a thing, but it's really echoey for me.
Is it echoey?
It is.
Is it my microphone? Is my microphone doing that thing it did in week 1?
No, it's worked now. It's fixed. I'm looking at myself because I've got my iPad so I can see comments. Hi.
Fabulous. Look at this. She's all professional. She's like in a little hub.
Well,
who have we got watching? I sound a tad like a Dalek. Apparently, it is my microphone.
Oh, that wasn't just me. I thought it was like.
Bear with. I'll just give it a quick shuffle and do like this one. Is that a thing?
I'm probably going to fuck up my set here. 1 second.
I'm enjoying this because Latrine's just about to join us, and she is sideways. Hi, girl.
What the hell did
She's sideways.
Give me a second.
I'm loving the coordination tonight from the girl. Look at this.
No,
without any messages.
Down. I just turned my phone. I turned my. Oh,
I feel like I'm watching myself.
Am I allowed to swear? I'm Mama help me.
You're in, girl. You're in.
What are you trying to say? I was upside down.
This is so strange because I'm watching myself and there's obviously like a fucking delay, but I can't see this.
It's very technical. Latrine has a
we ever come back at the age of 173. We ain't know what we're doing. Oh, we all wear blue. There's my shoe.
Oh my goodness. So, right, who we got watching? We've got Charlotte over on the YouTube. So if you can watch on YouTube.
How are you? Can you see me?
Hey, Latrine.
No, I can't hear fuck all.
We've got Jack watching. We've got Tess. We've got Ray. We've got Anna. Hi, Anna. We've got DJ Pete. We've got Emily. We've got Miss Merriweather. Hello, Miss Merriweather.
Look, I'm going to put my prescription sunglasses on so I can see what's happening.
Blue and white. It's all the way through. I'm loving the coordination that we've accidentally managed.
No, it's clever. We choose like a pack of lionesses.
So let's waste no time. Cheers, girls. We will start as we mean to go on.
Hammered, even though I'm at work tomorrow, so I'm like,
obviously, got to be repping the straw hat. There we go. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Oh, you drink out of a glass. That was
we don't do it out the bottle when we're in the house. Thanks, Gladys, for the care comments. Thanks, Danny.
You know what I might do? I might turn off my iPad. It's confusing me too much. Flip this camera around so I can see. And even though there's that, what we spoke about earlier, where there was that,
a little back to front. You've got to mirror the image, everything.
I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do something. Let's.
Gonna do something.
When I watch it on the telly, because when I lift this arm, that arm lifts up. The other way around, confusing me. I'm trying to move around. I'm like, I go this way, but I go that way. I go this way.
I was doing it earlier, and I was trying to get myself all ready, and I went to adjust my hair, and I went to the wrong side, and then it took. Oh, it was too much. It was too much.
Hello. Right, does that work?
So we've got Anne Marie watching. Hi, Anne Marie.
All right.
We've got Kitana's breasts on display. Just wrong way. Look at that.
Oh, I just done it the wrong way. I can't figure this out.
This is why I don't go live.
My coordination ain't good there. I mean, what is?
So yes, everyone get your questions in for the girls. I have had a couple of questions already. First question that came in today. Obviously, we've got to do Drag Race. Got to get Drag Race out the way nice and early. Thoughts on everything? Tell me everything.
What about Drag Race?
About Drag Race. Have you not? Have you seen it?
I'm not in it.
Well, we know you're not in it
The
yet.
one on the telly. Which one's the one in the Boulevard? Not that one.
Not that one.
About that one.
That was All Stars. She was an All Star.
The American one? Are we talking about the American one or UK one?
Should we start with UK? We'll start with UK. So, what was UK? UK was the sewing challenge. Thoughts?
It was the what challenge?
It was the sewing challenge, wasn't it? It was
I love Tia Coffee. I thought that lip sync she deserved to win. I think the other lady thought she was going to win, but Tia Coffee deserved to win.
See, Tia is probably my favorite as well. I'm not going to lie, like, probably is my favorite.
Is it because she's the most down to earth? Do you think that's what it is? She's just the most.
Because she's fucking hilarious.
She's got the most charisma, like the most way you like.
She reminds me of drag queens that I meet, and when I meet a drag queen, the ones that I like when she first walked in, I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But that's because I've been sucked into what the idea of what a drag queen should be. But then, because the drag queen should have this and this and this in the face, and obviously us three are polished as fuck, and like me coming from a pageant background, you know, I'm used to that high class makeup shit. It's really important to me. But when they come in and they're not looking like that, you're like, oh, she ain't a proper drag queen.
Yeah,
and then.
Like, I definitely think that it would be nice.
And that performance was much more the type I like to see, where it's like she was singing that song as if she wrote it. You know what I mean? It was like,
yes.
Wow. Glad it comes back and forth intermittently, the accent. I've lived in Newcastle quite a while, and occasionally I drop into a very poor Geordie accent. But I'll never forget my roots. Kitana, you forgot your roots by the look of it, baby, but it's okay. It's okay.
I love a good read.
I bet you can't wait for the hairdressers to reopen so you can short that fucking bonnet out, eh, baby? You're like, man, I got the straighteners on mine tonight. So I'm going to go long. It's them people watching this who complain about swearing because I ain't guaranteeing that my mouth ain't going to be... Well, after 9 o'clock, ain't it?
Yeah, it's after 9 o'clock now.
It is. We are after 9, so we're fine.
I'm broadcasting from the UK, Mama. I'm still in the UK. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock over here. I get confused.
I'm just.
It's because you look so much like me.
If we've got any questions, there's still no questions.
So anyway, what do you think about Drag Race? Were you pleased with who went? I love her. I saw that Christina was at the burlesque tour. Did you go to the burlesque?
Right? Yes.
She did this fucking number at the stop, and you know when you go, well, you're like, Mama drags me along and a lot of them shows. I've seen them all, and sometimes you're like, oh, my Uber's due. But that Astina came out and did a performance, and it was like, what?
It was stunning. Like, it was absolutely stunning. I met Astina afterwards in Pink Room.
She is pretty.
It just got to show that being on TV doesn't catch anything that you can do. It doesn't actually show everything that you're able to do. It just doesn't transfer sometimes.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I thought lip sync was amazing. I think that's what's been really good on the American one, giving them 3 episodes. Like, I feel like, I mean, what was her name? Joy J or whatever. She went second, but you've spent 4 episodes with her. It gives them a chance to kind of showcase a lot more. And
no, absolutely.
The number of looks that you see from them, you basically saw them attempt every skill before they got booted out. Like, we know that the person who went out in week 1 can't act, can't really talk, can't really dance, can't really do all of that stuff. She got to show all that. She's a stunner. She's a stunning queen. Like, but you know what it is. Unlike some of them that went in week 1 in the past Nellies, where all you saw was their first look and that they were a bit of a div, and that's it.
Yeah. We've got a question.
I went early in Drag Idol 2018, you know. She just got to showcase these like really messy performances. And maybe if she hadn't have dropped out so early, she might have got to showcase more. Kitana, thoughts?
I think so.
I agree. Oh, I do.
I'm glad. How do you three feel you would do in a sewing challenge? How would you do?
I'd be fine. I know how to construct basic, like undergarments type thing, and then hot glue gun. Okay.
I would rely on a glue gun and my ability to get other people to do things for us.
Just a little
threaten them.
I just hope by then I was friends with like the equivalent of like Bianca who go, "Don't worry, baby, I'll help you solve." Or like the one next to us, I just look all sad. The way I do on Christmas Eve when I go and do my Christmas shopping and the lady in boots helps us out. I'd use all their skills. Oh, do my sewing. Yeah. No, if I knew what was going on, I'd learn how to sew. I've got enough people who can sew. I mean, I could ask Opium if she knew anyone that could help us out, you know.
Like for me,
yeah, so glad you're on the show.
I can picture something in my head, but making it actually happen, no, not at all.
No.
I say I would be fine, but chances are I'd probably like have a breakdown halfway through, make something too small, and then just be like, help me, which will probably work.
To be fair though, you could walk down the runway in the least amount of things, and it would still be very Kitana.
Stop playing with me.
So what else we got? Frida says the lip syncs this season have been 1,000 times better than last season. I would agree.
Oh, yeah, like 1,000.
We've definitely had some treats this season. Miss Bruce is in the building. Hello, Miss Bruce.
Hi, Daddy.
She's in.
Oh, I miss her so much.
Same. Absolute same.
Legit miss her so much.
Just everything about the yard at the minute. I'm having a proper time where I'm just everything I see reminds me of the yard. Like, which is why I've got the straw hat tonight, because I was just like, I need a little drink to take us home and bring it back.
I cannot drink it anymore. It tastes like acid. Like literally, I've drank that much from it and threw that much back up that I'm like, can't even fucking smell it anymore.
Oh, I don't mind actually. We've got our Mona in. Hey, Mona.
Who's your favourite on Drag Race then?
UK, I don't know. I haven't
grasped anyone. Like I haven't like. Do you know what I mean? Like I haven't.
You haven't fallen in love with any of them.
No, like.
Ali Diamond.
They're all good with doing what they're doing, but there's not someone that like I've fully like attached to in a sense.
Do you know, like the one I'm keep watching is Sister, because she's always just around. She's never had a story or anything yet.
No.
So she's kind of been in the background and she's started the big conversations, but she hasn't shone to a full extent yet. So I think she's going to be a dark horse.
It's a very strong cast.
It is.
No, it is.
It reminds us a lot of the talent that we saw in Drag Idol 2018.
Who was in that year?
Can't remember.
Because I haven't seen most of the Drag Idols.
Have you started watching it yet?
I haven't. I keep meaning to, and then I kind of just go, yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone's saying their favourite weeks. If everyone tells me what week to watch, I'll watch their favourite weeks.
Let's see.
If you could pick one US queen and one UK queen from the current seasons to do a collab tour, who would you want? So one US queen and one UK queen to work together.
Bob the Drag Queen.
From the current seasons.
Oh, right. Bob the Drag Queen on a guest appearance in the current series. What's her name?
Olivia Lux.
Lalaurie.
Olivia still camp.
Is that right? Lalaurie?
Yeah, Lalaurie.
Yeah.
I love Lalaurie. Like, absolutely.
They would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I think you would be only on a night out.
I'm trying to think which.
That snake thing, that snake skin suit.
I'm kind of drifting off trying to picture which of the UK queens I want to kind of pick.
No.
Because I'd see my perfect pairing is Gottmik and Utica. I love those two together. I think Gottmik and Utica together, that's a tour.
I did not think much of Utica and then destroyed it. Like literally completely changed my mind with like doing so little. So like, yeah, I'm a fan. Like at first I was just like,
funny. Like, but even down to like the sleeping bag outfit. The sleeping bag outfit was
stunning, like fucking stunning. Like
Just go and get Kane.
too much like that.
She's off for a pee.
No, I'm going to get a drink.
Oh, she's going for a drink. Bob did Celebrity Drag Race, so it's technically current. Oh, Utica and Ginny Lemon. That's a tour. That is a tour.
With who?
Put Utica and Ginny Lemon together for a tour. I'd be there. But then again, I probably Gottmik and Joe Black as well. If you put Gottmik with Joe Black, that's a show. Kitana's not sold. Our Delanco has said, Utica, I don't even know her.
What did she say?
Utica,
I don't even know her.
I don't even know her. I love the fact that we've got Mother's behind the scenes info. She's walking like a shitting dog across the room.
Yeah, I was like, I'm taking these fucking boats off.
Kitana, having local drag favourites. Who are your local drag favourites?
Oh, Crystal Meth.
Crystal Meth, good call.
Oh my god, I adore Crystal so much. Drag favourite, like, is in like top one or just like mentioning like
just favourites? Who was like any
who
favourite?
travels down? I love seeing Il. Like every time Il is out, she just has this fucking aura, energy about her. I love seeing her when she actually comes out. Venus, yes. Oh no, but like yeah, when you see Il, you're gonna see Venus, you're gonna see Opium, you're gonna see the House of Cunny.
Who's my favourite performance? Charita always puts on a good show.
Oh no, yeah, like hands down. The first time I seen her perform, my response was
as many people as possible. Avoid
all.
We don't want anyone. We don't want any offending.
Like the thing is, like I'm answering in the sense of like taking out people who I work with, i.e., the yard, because you know they're shy. No, but like I have a special place for them. But I'm trying to think of like people who don't work in the yard, who I don't see that often.
Yeah,
it's 100% Crystal Meth for me. Like every time you saw her out, didn't matter like whether she was just walking around or whether she was performing, it was a different look, like something.
Yeah,
and it was
like she demanded attention.
Yeah,
she demanded attention without even doing anything.
It didn't rely on like 17 different songs and a load of props. It was just like she could do like out. It was class. I loved her. I always got excited when I saw her.
I'll be 1 second. Hold on.
Is there like obviously like you mentioned Charitza, she does Billy Bootleggers and things like that. What are your favourite non-scene events that happen? Because obviously I'm stuck on the scene constantly.
The Vogue Curious Ball. The Vogue Curious Ball. Like
Pushback?
That is
What's the best thing that happens in Newcastle? Like, I host a night called Pushback, which is run by these like proper techno heads, just like guys and gals and in-betweeners who are just into the music and just wanted to create a queer safe space where you could party and do what you like. And over like the course of a year, we'll do it like once every 3 months, and it built up into this like great, it got a really, really strong reputation. It was selling out before tickets were even released. we had like an hour at the start where they just give like complete freedom to do the drag, and they really like embraced the entertainers, and from day one they said that they were going to like pay, you know, they were really like respectful of the art and saw it all as this big like queer experience. And like the DJs who've come, we've had some like a massive like queer techno DJs, and when they come, having like it's like having a warm-up band with the drag. Like Kitana's performed there, it's unreal. Like the crowd just are like,
it was
ready to party. It's fucking amazing.
The thing is, it was everything that I wanted from supporters. And these people, they were not locals to the scene. They were not locals to like our drag and that type of thing. However, every single one of them gave everything to show that they were there for whoever was on stage. And I started speaking to a few of them when I came off, and it was I can't even explain. It was so gorgeous. And then
it's the most like
gorgeous.
Beautiful family like collective that I've ever been involved with. Like it's everything. Like when I started drag, if some like this is the night that I would want to go to. Like this is the night that I would be like setting up my browser to make sure I got a ticket, like befriending anyone I knew to get a ticket. Like back in the day, this is the event that I would have wanted to be. So to kind of every event be on the stage opening it, it's absolutely like a massive buzz. And then having like it's one of the few events in Newcastle where there's regular performance slots for people, and with complete freedom and a really receptive crowd. So
like that's something that I really miss. I do miss seeing live acts. Like I miss seeing performances, because obviously being stuck on scene a lot, it doesn't happen as much anymore because the customers weren't as actively responding to it. It had a moment where everyone just went, "Oh, we're not doing cabaret anymore," and then we never got it back, and we miss it.
That was years ago. That was before I even started on the scene.
Thanks for that. I mean, I was working it, but
no, it was years ago. It was at least 2017. Like it was years ago, and I fucking hate it because there's not been a single like bar, club, whatever that's grasped it, apart from like Sunday Night Live.
Yeah.
But that is a very select, tight-knit group.
Yeah.
However,
hopefully people will be less cynical after all this. They've been stuck in the house for a year. I think like I know like as a punter back then, you'd kind of go out on a Tuesday with your mates, go into Easy Street. There'd be like this long, elaborate showcase, you know, like there'd be 3 or 4 performers on, there'd be routine after routine, costume changes. You'd see it and it was brilliant. But then when it got to like the 3rd or 4th time that you'd seen it, you would walk in and kind of walk out. So there is that as well. You know, it's difficult to kind of rotate and entirely, when it's the same crowd, it's hard to keep an interest. Otherwise,
one of the big things that I was always trying to be an advocate for was paying the queens that were performing. I don't understand these things where the queens perform for free or for drinks. In my head, I don't get that. Yeah. Like it's something.
You don't think it's because it's so accessible now. So even just like 5 or 6 years ago, to be a drag queen was like you were a drag queen, and you know now there's so many people who it's secondary to what they do, and it's a hobby, and they do it really well, and everything that they need to do it is accessible, and they see it. They're happy to do it for fuck all money.
Yeah. That was one of the big.
You can get undercut by people who are as skilled within. It depends what you're selling.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, people
what it
are
is
willing
now,
to undercut, and there's no union for drag queens. And
like, there's that many people who do drag now, and with our scene, the opportunities are so rare. Everyone dies at the first chance just to perform, just to showcase, because it's that mentality. If I do this, then people are going to see, and I'm going to get something else and all that type of thing. So there's a lot of people that are willing to do it for free. Whereas what we all do, whether you spend like 20 minutes on a look, £5 on a wig and £10 on an outfit, that's still money, and you're getting that back with, oh well, you've got the stage for 3 minutes. Like It's shit. Like, I hate the fact that Newcastle scene is one of the only scenes that I actually know that people perform for free. Like, when I performed in like Edinburgh or Glasgow or whatever, when they said like we can pay your expenses, but when you perform, you're going to be tipped, and it is like that option of like, you know, people do tip their queens up there, whereas down here it is so foreign, and
well,
it
they
pisses
probably
me
wouldn't
off.
tip you if you are performing every week, Kitana. They probably only tip you because you are something new. Maybe.
It's what Lawrence and Ellie were saying. Like their drag scenes up in Scotland, like the queens aren't getting paid what they deserve, and I feel like that Scotland includes Newcastle with that. We're very much like of a mindset where if you want the exposure, you've got to do it, and you've got to do it for free.
But even then, like, so I performed up there. I had everything like covered, and it was for Ivy's birthday, and they said like, look, everything's covered. However, it's just for tips. And I walked around with that bucket, and I was like, tip you fucking queens. We come out here, blah blah blah. And every single person, if it was £1, it was still a tip, and it was split, and it was lovely. And I do hate the fact that Newcastle doesn't even have that, because we don't have that stage to showcase what we do.
Yeah.
In a sense, like if you don't enter Drag Idol, you don't have a stage, and when you do enter Drag Idol, it's for minus this year, it's for 5-6 weeks, and then it's fighting for the next stage.
Frida's commented saying that's why things like Drag Idol are so popular, because it's probably the only time people will get to perform, no matter how far they get.
Yeah,
I completely agree with.
Yeah.
Maya Fairs said us Scottish queens are underrated and underpaid. Girl, we know it. We know it. I can tell you now, like when I first started doing drag, I was on twice the money I was on when I finished the last time, because every time I took a break from it and went back to somewhere to work, they were like, this is the going rate. And I was like, well, that's not what I was on. And they're like, well, if you want the work, this is the rate you're getting. There's not a lot to do if you want the work.
No, exactly.
So and the rate I was when I started and had no experience, none of this going on. I looked a mess. I was still on more money then than I was most recently. Which is a moment.
Also, Channel, I miss you too.
Gladys said we do that at Billy's. What do you do at Billy's? Is it tips? Is it tips at Billy's?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Claire said original Powerhouse used to have cabaret on a Sunday night as well. That was the late 90s. So just going back a little bit, just 30 years.
I was like, I remember that.
It's cutthroat down in London, says Kevin. I can imagine that as well. Like, imagine a scene where there's so many people. Like, we think Newcastle's bad because we get a new flock every year from Drag Idol. Imagine a city where it's constant, like a constant circle.
Every National Express has got a drag queen on it.
I can imagine. Scotland, we've got Maya saying, for the show I host, it's £10 plus tips, and that's a good rate up there, considering most are only tip-based. Girls, I feel like this is we need a union. We definitely need a union for drag queens.
I see.
Yeah. One of my favourite things that I ever did was when we did Battle Royale back at Central when Baron had it. And we used the customer tips as a voting system. So whoever's bucket had the most tips in went through to the next round. But then the queens got every tip that was in their own bucket.
However, so I attended. I thought that was a popularity contest.
I mean, yes. Isn't it all?
Because I witnessed like new queens enter, and they were not known, they were not on the scene. However, they delivered something which was stunning, and then got sent home. And I was like, don't agree.
It was one of the flaws with it was that we did have some people who had the following and told their following to come down. But at the same time, from the perspective of the bar, that made sense because you want people with the following to bring their fans down to buy the drinks, to pay the wages, to keep the bar going.
True.
But it's a weird little kind of system because we do need to keep the bar going as well as the queens.
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love popping in, like, I'm spending £7 a night. And that's me done. Because I always end up in a fight outside, so it's fine.
Wait, are you
At
fight?
me next time.
Are you missing Scrap and Kitana?
I am. I fucking am. I'm missing that one fucking I know everything person for me to fucking sit down and
Is
educate.
that not you? You always that person.
I miss it.
For it.
Miss it. Fucking miss it.
Oh, miss scrapping. What do you miss most about the scene?
Me?
I miss wandering around and not having to go out with any friends.
I miss seeing you, Latrine. I miss walking past you in the yard, thinking it's a mirror, and then having to track back just to be like, oh, hi.
Because you do get confused with each other.
I'm like, oh, I'm in the middle. Then I'm like, I know that's Kitana.
I don't know.
Like,
What were you saying, Penny?
What part of you two do you think it is that gets you two confused? Because people do get you two confused.
A lot. Well, we're almost twins.
Yeah.
We both
Literally,
come from the pageant.
Identical. Like,
Yeah.
everything
she
about
ain't as
us.
good at the blending as I am.
No. Like, I've got all of this.
Yeah,
to still
she's
work
a lot
with.
more relaxed in her looks.
Yeah.
Like, she's a lot more happy going out.
Girls, I have to know Gladys is having an aneurysm at the minute. Gladys is having an aneurysm if I don't ask this question. 5 years' time, where are you? What you doing?
5 years' time? Oh. Fuck knows.
That's what
I
I'm
probably
doing.
own a farm in Portugal.
Ooh, camp.
Little queer art retreat. 5 years. Oh, I'll
I
be
retired
dead.
3 times and came
I
back
haven't
full.
decided yet.
I'll be in the back of a Mercedes in Paris, probably.
I love the motherfucker.
Mother just threw his tuppence in. Like he'll be in the yard selling shots, Kitana.
Me?
That's what Mother said.
More than likely. Let's be honest, more
Making
than likely.
more money than her.
Exactly.
Do you think that's what you're mostly well known for? Is that? Do you think that's your? Because it is called a Kitana selfie if you take a selfie in that mirror.
Well, I haven't done that in like over a year now. Because that was a thing where everyone would ask for the disabled toilet key just to take a selfie. Whereas
Yeah,
I've not done it in that long. But I got lazy. I got relaxed. I stopped working on my look. I stopped working on everything. So I just got.
We've got our lovely Terry in saying that she's missing the poppers, and Mum is going crazy. So hi girls, hi girls, girls in. Gladys is asking, do you pay your taxes?
Who's she?
Who's she throwing that one at?
Completely through the books, girls. Completely through the books. What else we got?
Oh no, it's easier.
Tessa said, I felt on top of the world when I got the privilege to do a Kitana Lou selfie. It made me feel like a proper working queen.
No. I think it's like a rite of passage.
To be fair, I'm gonna admit I did take a couple Kitana selfies in the toilets, but I rarely post them because I was just like, it seems too much. Like,
I'll let you know a little secret. After Drag Idol, when I used to get changed, I would take some rather rude ones in those mirrors and send them to a select group of gentlemen friends. They quite enjoyed it.
You heard it here
most
first.
if not all of the makeup off. But I like that spready, you know, when you're all red from the corset and everything's released and it's like, oh, I'm free, show the world. So,
Icon.
yeah, I don't know whether they liked it. Some of them ain't spoke to me since, but you know.
Penny.
Charges pending.
I'm like, I need a wee. So how do I make that happen?
How do you make it happen?
How do I make it happen? Because I don't want to sit and piss myself, but I obviously need to leave this to go for a wee. How?
Take your earbuds out
Okay.
and then go for a wee. Because I don't know how to mute anything. Right?
Yeah, same. That's why.
I can mute you. It's fine. I'll just mute you.
Wait, can we slag her off now without
Kitana, say something. Oh, it's the best you sounded. It's the best you sounded.
Do that more often.
There you go, girl. You're muted. Just give me the thumbs up when you're back. When you're back on. What was that last?
Do you ever do karaoke?
Me, I am the worst singer, but I will sing if someone wants me to. Like, if someone comes up and goes, I really want to do a duet, and I've got no other friends because it's a Tuesday. So I join in. I'm not the best singer by any stretch of it. Like, I can barely carry a tune in a bucket, but I'll give it a fucking crack because it's karaoke and it doesn't matter. Like, one of my pet hates personally is karaoke hosts who can sing. Like,
and they join in on everything.
Like, yeah, singing over the top.
God. If I wanted a backing fucking singer, I'd bring me mate up.
Exactly.
Hit the harmonies with us.
Like,
no, I fucking help. I'll ask.
The whole point of karaoke is that it's not meant to be good. Like, no one's meant to be able to sing.
No.
And that's the joy of it.
It's just anyone who gives it a bit of enthusiasm.
What's your karaoke song?
Mr. Bombastic.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
That's me, like, Dance With Me by Dizzy Rascal.
Oh, I like that one. I do like that one.
Or Bat Out of Hell.
Bat Out of Hell is always a classic. I always used to get
stuck to it. After Bombastic, when I already know that I've got the crowd eating out my hand, waiting for it. The host puts us on the last song. I got down with Bat Out of Hell.
I used to get stuck doing something like Paradise by the Dashboard Light every week because there'd be someone in going, can you do part of it? And I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. Paradise by 7 minutes long, not a problem.
Oh, guns on for fucking ages.
It does.
It's like when somebody does. I like watching them on karaoke, you know, and they're pissed and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then 4 lines in, you see their arse fall out. And it's just like, nah, you're up there for 4 minutes. See them like, what am I doing?
We've got lovely Claire in, and she said Penny made me do Paradise by the Dashboard Light, so that just shows how often I did it, the point that I've made someone else do it.
Amazing. I went to see Meatloaf, he's fucking amazing.
Was it one of his heart attack shows?
Well, we had tickets, true story, right? We had tickets to go and see his heart attack show. And obviously he had his heart attack. So we went to the one that he redid. So he opened it being pulled out on a stretcher by these little nurses in like latex outfits. And they replayed the recording to 999.
Dear.
And then he like sat up out the thing and he was like, no fucking way. And then it just went absolutely. He gives loads of money to loads of charities in Newcastle. It's the only concert he ever cancelled in his life. And he's kind of like got this huge affinity now in Newcastle. So after that, like all these tours started in Newcastle. He did loads of extra gigs and he gives like loads of stuff to things going on in Newcastle.
I think that's brilliant though. Like you don't expect celebrities to do that sort of stuff unless it's like their hometown, really.
No, and it's nice, isn't it? I guess he's got a connection to it.
Well, I suppose if you've nearly died there, it makes you remember it.
Yeah. That's why I've stuck around.
Our Neil has asked if I remember when they caught the escaped murderer in the bank bar from Page of the Chronicle.
We spoke about that recently.
I still talk about it. At one time I was in the paper.
Isn't it weird? We only spoke about that like 2-3 weeks ago.
Literally, it was a memory from back then. Yeah, so this guy escaped from St. Nick's, disappeared for a couple of days, ended up in the bank bar. You know, one of the regulars phoned the police. They sent 12 people in. He walked out with them. It was not a problem. I did play Crazy by Britney Spears as he walked past me, which was a choice.
It was a choice.
But then when did he escape again? No. I remember seeing his face pop up in the news and I was like, oh my God, he's escaped again. But he just died, so it was fine. What else have we got? We've got Tess saying, Latrine, show us your favourite of the flora and explain why it's your favourite in ASMR.
What you say?
Show us your favourites of the flora and explain why it's your favourite in ASMR?
You've already done it. Well, I have got one here. Just in case. Now, I've got one in here to reach, but I'll go get me favourite. It was 2 cents.
That ass.
My hair stuck on the door.
Kate, what's your karaoke song?
No. Just no. No.
Midnight Blooms.
What is it?
Midnight Blooms.
Midnight.
Right, I'm going to
I'll
sound
pick up
very,
the lot.
very ignorant here. What is the flora?
Disinfectant.
Like, do you put it
You
in?
do your
like,
cleaning and then you run your disinfectant over. So it's not a cleaning agent. I use me Minky, which is a non-cleaning cloth. So I don't need a agent with me Minky. And then after I've like got all the rough stuff off, I soak my Minkies and then you rub everything over with your Zaflora. And it just
So is it
gets
like-
the disinfectant, make sure everything's super clean, and then it smells lovely.
is it just like?
smells lovely. Like
Is it
wash
just
your
like a
radiators,
smell?
And then when the heating comes on, you're like, oh, Zaflora.
I was literally about to say. So is it like a smell that you put on your radiators after everything, and then when heating comes on, it's like?
Well, no, it's a
Smell.
disinfectant, so you wipe things with it, but it leaves like a nice smell. So I've got like, there's like, I think at the minute there's like 35 or 40 available flavors. So I've got like the top row
Flavours.
full of them, and then each day you're like, oh, it's a peppermint day, or oh, it's a cinnamon day. So cinnamon smells like fucking fireball. So you'd imagine, mother, that was straight in the steam mop. I was like, Jesus Christ, what? So like,
Latrine?
it's like we're putting this. Well, it put it in the fucking steam mop, the fireball one, ran it around the house, and then read that you're not meant to because it's a disinfectant. So it was basically like vaporized disinfectant, and I'm like, whew,
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
fireball. So
Latrine, are you in like full tight knickers and everything? By the way.
I got my A fail. Can you
That's
see?
the money shot.
Professional woman.
Got a swim
Fucking
costume
professional.
on. We got a hot
See-
tub. What do you call a hot tub? Got a hot tub.
See, this is why we're twins, because we do this type of shit.
I know, look at me. And my flawless skin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like blue eye color, everything.
Yeah. So,
Claudia
anyway,
from Idol 2020 has said, how have I never met Latrine? I'm fucking crying here.
Who
Girl,
said this?
Claudia.
Oh my god, Claudia, you are missing out.
We'll sort a big
smells
night
like
out.
a Mugler fragrance.
Literally my fucking twin. Like identically. Look at her. Look at her.
Our Chanel has asked, are you going to do an Easter Yard special if we're still in lockdown? I hope so. I hope
That
so.
would be nice.
I want everyone involved as well. I want as many people involved as we can.
Yeah.
If we can get
It
it.
was nice in the first lockdown. There was a lot of momentum for like get-togethers. I felt.
Yeah.
Now I think everyone's bored with their own lives and bored with each other, and it's like creative people need to be getting together and doing stuff again. I think it's very important, kind of slowly bring we back into real life, so we don't get toxic shock from over enthusiasm.
I think
It's nice doing shit. I would
Like-
just be sitting watching Family Guy.
For me,
It's actually on. I've just turned around and looked at the telly. It's actually on.
I genuinely loved the Yard Christmas one because even though I wasn't in it, I wasn't involved in it as such. Like being there and doing like the camera stuff and things, it was so much fun and it was such a lovely atmosphere behind the scenes. Like Latrine, you were there as well because obviously you were in December, and it was just so much fun seeing everyone.
Yeah.
Like we were all socially distanced and everything before anyone starts. There was full
Yeah.
like Danny Delanco was going around with a clipboard making sure people signed things to say that like you were told what happened when you came in, you had your table.
We had our own table. We had to wear masks if we were walking about. Like, yeah, no,
It
it
was
was like
full
everything
health.
was like proper, but it was
It was spot on.
home.
Yeah.
It was literally home. It was so fucking gorgeous.
We've had a question from Daddy Ricky saying, what quality does your drag persona have that you wish you had in your personal life?
Confidence.
Hair.
I'll send you a link. Don't you worry.
It's
Oh, beyond any fucking link.
I'll send you a link. It's fine. No, but the confidence.
the confidence, because I always forget how kind of timid you are in boy mode. Like you aren't Kitana at all.
No, like literally so shy, speak when spoken to, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I wish I had what I have with Kitana, where it's like I go into something and I'm like, bear. Whereas me in boy mode, it's completely different. I'm so reserved and grounded, and yeah, I wish I could transfer that over, but I've not learned how to yet.
Yeah. It'll come. It'll happen.
Maybe.
Like for me, it's the sobriety. I like as Penny, I can drink and drink and drink, and I can have shots and shots and shots, and they don't seem to kick in. The second I'm finished work, bam, everything hits.
Boom.
Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. What about you, Latrine? Which of Latrine's attributes would you bring across to boy mode?
Non-fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah. I think Latrine is fashion personified.
Oh no.
Whereas my body persona is comfortable in a hoodie. Whereas, like, I am fashion.
You are
I am
epitome.
fashion.
Straight
Everybody agree with that. I think my accent as Latrine is a lot clever.
Yes.
I think Latrine is... When I'm a boy, I don't need attention. I get it, but I enjoy attention as Latrine on the stage.
Yes.
Stage. I did not think I would enjoy performing as much as I do. That's the bit of drag I love.
No,
Like
I've never been the one that can wander around. I hate it when fucking divvies come up and start talking to you and all that shit. Like me boy, like I'm not that much of a transformation. I'm not really into like talking to people that I don't know. You know what I mean?
Like talking to people was a big part of my job. Like when I was doing the Tuesday nights, it was a big part. And then obviously like going out afterwards, I used to have people come up to us and I used to be like, guys, I'm really sorry, I'm not at work right now.
Yeah.
And it always came across as rude, but it might have been because of the sambucas. But I never meant it as rude. I just meant I need a little minute to kind of be myself in the space.
Yeah.
But
well, like I don't want to name drop, but like when I went out drinking with Bob, the drag queen, as a boy, like I've never been part of that social. So like that was me, him, and his assistant when I was at work in Sunderland, and experiencing that, it was like, why the fuck should he be nice to everybody all the time? It's not. Like, he's not paid to be like. What he said to me, what he said was, he was like, anyone who comes to the table and only speaks to me will get the same two responses, which is like, thank you very much, living the dream. But if they come over and talk to all three of us, like then they can come and join the table because there's three of us at the table and not. Yeah. He's not out as a star, you know what I mean? He's out with two of his mates, so.
I will get hammered, few Jaeger bombs, that type of thing.
I completely agree with that. Like, even though I'm nowhere near the level of the drag queen, like, I always appreciated it when people came over to talk to the group of people I was with. Yeah. Like, being singled out is a fun thing, even if it's in a positive light. Like, at the end of the day, I was out with my friends.
People is nice.
Danny Deluncle's commented saying, Penny, your dog is going crazy. I will go get her because she is actually going mad.
I wonder what that was. I thought it was like Mother in the background just going.
It's Lily. She's having a day because I was out earlier on, so she's. Look at that.
Little doggy.
She's called the Gremlin for obvious reasons because she's rotten.
No.
But yeah,
Can I pet that dog?
Is it meant to be like that?
It's not intentional. It's not intentional. She's very old.
Oh,
And yeah,
Is she meant to be like that? Fuck off.
she's absolutely gross. So yeah, apologies for the sound effects that she's been giving us for the background.
Just wants a little love.
Is it fecally continent?
She hangs on. She's very old. And now that she's here, she's
You know, in answer to Gladys's question, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? That's where I see myself in 5 years' time. Being picked up in front of the camera by a drag queen trying to shit yourself, making weird whimpering noises.
She's absolutely rotten. She's rancid.
You stop that.
I wouldn't change it for the world, but I am wiping my hands now.
I'm going to go and get another can.
Go get a can, lass. Go get a can.
Get another Sephora?
Yeah, give us another. Give us.
Shall I show you the 3 different sizes?
Oh, yes. God.
Right.
All right.
Give us a walkthrough, because I didn't even know what it was.
Oh,
that is.
Oh, no.
Right. Tess has asked egg butty or bacon butty. Which is it, Kitana?
Egg.
Egg.
1000%. Because 1, because I make the best eggs. 2, because every time someone has made me bacon, it's been wrong.
How do you like your bacon?
I don't know. I just
constantly wrong.
It's always wrong. It's like, right, so it's like I always say I don't know if I like peas, because I will only know if peas are on my plate if I like them that day or not. And I feel like that's the same with bacon.
Yes.
No, like I don't know if I like peas, because when peas are on my plate, that's like that second is when I look at them and I'm like, I don't like peas. Whereas go forward 2 days, I like peas. But every single time I've been presented with bacon, it's been wrong, even though apart from once. But then again, I was very, very drunk, and someone left bacon on their grill for about like an hour. So it was like, and I really enjoyed it. However, I really enjoy chewy bacon. However, my answer is egg.
Tess has chimed in with Asda's tinned garden peas are the bomb. So there you go. That's where you're going wrong. I can't believe we've got Tesco advertising Asda.
The fucking audacity.
Honestly, it's like Frost brand. Michael Mark says the perfect bacon is in the middle, just cooked but nowhere near burnt.
Literally chewy and crispy at the same time.
Yeah, like so the fat bit's crispy, but the meat bit's chewy.
Yeah, you need to literally like use your jaw more than once. Yes, I agree.
So have we got any more questions? Don't forget to get your questions in, guys. I might ignore them if you're Gladys. You might have to ask 5 times, but we will get there eventually. So if you do have any questions, get them in. Sorry, Lily's making the noise again. Bear with. I'm just going to go and put her in the other room because,
I want to say put her down.
Cup of soup. I'm reading through the comments now. I might only be getting so many.
Oh, my week slipped. Has it?
Also, Latrine, you look so fucking feminine
tonight.
Me? Yeah, I feel like you've done it just to flirt with me through a camera.
If I was lesbian, I'm getting like whiffs of Claudia Schiffer around 97.
Shut up.
For me,
like Helena, what's her name, that was in that video that rolled around in the sand. I think I look like her.
Legit, like absolutely.
I know. I'm like one of those people that just can morph into anything. I think like I look in place in a pageant. I look in place at like a comedy store. I look in place on the stage. I can hang with poor people, rich people.
Because you are every woman.
Accepted wherever I go as the beautiful woman that I am.
Because you are
as
every
you
woman,
are.
that's why.
I know. That's why beautiful people like us need to do things like this so that people like Penny feel better about themselves. It's very kind of us.
Very charitable.
I like your wig.
I'm flipping out. Look, I'm coming unglued. This is what happens if you wear a lace front.
Fucking stern.
Honestly, I thought I'd make a change. I thought I'd make some sort of effort since I had such generous tips for my first one.
Are you the kind of queen that will last for a long time, or will you just throw it on the floor, let the dog piss on it?
For me, I like even back when I was working before, I had wigs that lasted a while. I mean, they might not have been in the best condition, but I had things that lasted.
She's talking to you.
And I think it's camp to kind of look after your shit. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's expensive. Like, look after it.
I wish I did. Honestly, anyone who has ever visited my abode after a night out has seen, as soon as I get home from work, it's off, stripped as soon as I've walked in the door. I don't look after anything. And that's something I need to fucking learn.
But does that come with sobriety? Is that something that comes with sobriety?
No, that just comes with alcohol.
Yeah.
So,
one of the things that I always
know some more about the 3 varieties of Zaflora.
Yes, tell us about the Zaflora.
So, first of all, size-wise, this is your small one. Okay, that's 120 mils. Then you get your medium size, 250 mils. Then you get your super size, 500 mils. Now you can't get all varieties and all sizes. That just don't happen. Some only come in some sizes. I've written the email. They ain't replied. But I'm looking into it. So they're your 3 sizes, okay? So depending on which store you go into, some of them are limited edition. For example, this one and this one. Some of them regular, this one. Okay. So if you see a limited edition, you might not see it again because there is no certain stores, for example, B&M or the other one that we go to, what's it called? The Home Base and the Range, or Asda, for example. I can't think of any other superstores. I wish like a store was prompted by a drag queen that I know, but Asda, that's all I can think of. So there's other ones, and different stores have different varieties in. So you always have to have your eyes out. So on top of that, you get your 3 main tones, okay? So you get your florals, okay? So you get your floral undertones. You get your fruity, by the way, that's bouquet. For those of you that don't know, most of you will know because that ain't limited edition. You see this one everywhere you fucking go. I will not be grateful for that one. Again, another floral overtone in the mid-range is my aforementioned favourite, Midnight Blooms. Now, this is not a limited edition. However, if you are a fan of Zaflora Addicts on Facebook, there is rumours that this is not going to be kept on indefinitely. So I have stocked up just in case. So Mama always knows there's a trick going on when she smells the Midnight Blooms. So your floral mid-tones. You then get your fruity tones. For example, this limited edition, which I must admit I was disappointed in, Orchard Pear. It can hold its space on the top of the wardrobe, but it ain't coming down too often. I thought it was going to be a lot stronger. Zaflora, if you're watching, I know you are. I like a strong thing. So that's your fruity tones. You then get what I like to describe as your spicy tones. So that includes your nutmeg, your cinnamon, your gingers, lime, I suppose, coconut. I don't know where that comes in, but I don't know whether that's a spice or a fruit. Somewhere in between. Coconut's got its own little bit, but there is a coconut. I know you're going to ask. Coconut and lime. We got Fireball. So Fireball, this is the one that gets used the most. Hence the big packet. That's the cinnamon. Always puts him in a good mood when she come in from work. We're trying to ride out. It's what our therapist said. She said, Mother, much the same way that you did with the methadone and the heroin, I suggest you use the flora and the fireball. That's gone real. So that's it. I've shared all I know.
Stunning.
I'm not sharing any more because there is some insider stuff that I don't think you're ready for. But
like, do you have like
lots of
books or anything like that, so people that are watching can send you them if they see them?
Oh, of course, I'm open. Dear baby, I'm open for gifts.
Penny.
I'm not 100% sure that I'm keen on sharing my address because, as you can see by me, my house is fucking flawless. You know what I mean? There's a lot of limited editions of flora lying around that I am not keen on these people getting their hands on, but I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. Maybe just drop them off somewhere.
Tess, just to clarify, the fireball one is cinnamon. That's what sober people
Warm
call
cinnamon.
Penny,
Yes, dear.
can you mute me 1 second? I'm gonna go get my charger because my phone is about to fucking die. It's just
Not a problem, girl. She's muted. Zaflora Addict's anonymous, but not anonymous because it's on camera. Tessa said Latrine needs a page on Facebook all about Zaflora.
There is one. I'm a member of it. It's called the Flora Addicts.
And actually, Danny might have tagged them. Danny might have already tagged the Zaflora Addicts.
Michelle Visage wrote me a letter. Michelle Visage wrote me a letter.
What about? About Zaflora? Or?
What did she say, kid? What? She said heaven. She sent me a fucking letter on the Twitter. Mama told me. It said, Michelle Visage says heaven. I said, what the fuck Michelle Visage looking at my Zaflora for? She must have heard we got a hot tub, Mama. Fucking anyway. I'm laughing, huh? I said, keep your nose out of my fucking business, Michelle Visage, you judgmental bitch. Heaven or not, I don't care. I'll wear green whether you'll say I can or can't. Don't get me fucking started on Fiona Bruce.
What's the Fiona Bruce tune? What's
Don't get me started, I said.
What's the tune? Oh my god! Yeah, if you haven't seen Mother and Latrine's video for HIV testing week, make sure you check it out on Mother's Facebook page, I think, and also on her Instagram. Because it's LGBTQ History Month as well. Yay! All the camp history. Like, do you think this year's kind of LGBTQ History Month is going to get more attention? The fact that people are stuck inside.
I don't know. I did like a couple of years ago. I did something at the Lytton Phil. Like I had an exhibition, like we spray paint and everything.
Yeah.
And I did like I was linked with a big push in Germany. So there was like a big exhibition that toured right around the country, and they were bringing in like LGBT history into schools and kind of starting to teach it as part of the curriculum. And a lot of the like right wing and religious people went kind of crazy about it. And there was this really weird situation politically that was happening in Germany, where you had this kind of ultra relaxed gay community that was then mixed with a real quick and hard influx of refugees and people from a very different community. Yeah. And there was a lot of conflict between them. And what you are finding was that the very people that should be opposed to right-wing politics, the only people that were going to address the needs of the kind of gay community was the right-wing community. So you got this really like obscure political circle and like empathy on all sides, but this really kind of weird situation where the very liberal were becoming the victims of their own liberality. I don't know what the words are, but so anyway, the kind of made this really big push on LGBT contribution, and I was lucky enough to be part of that. And that too had like right around Germany, and they added a spray painting of Virginia Woolf and Alan Turing. And the Alan Turing one got bought by an institute in Germany and hangs next to an Andy Warhol. See, so basically, that wasn't all about me, but I'm fucking alive. But I think LGBT history is becoming more it's becoming part of it.
Yeah.
History's just all history is you're reading the accounts of somebody who wrote we all know that history is distorted to
fit a narrative.
Fit the person that's writing the history. You know,
Exactly
there's
that.
two sides to every story, and huge sections of history can be erased. And things like after the Holocaust, there's only recently been even acceptance that gay people were rounded up and taken to these concentration camps. But now governments then locked people back up. There was no liberation if you were gay. Yeah. When concentration camps were liberated, if you had that pink triangle on, you went back into prison. That's what happened. So that's only recently become part of the history, because that's very shameful for a government to admit. So it's kind of like, up until recently, the narrative was, we went in and saved everyone and everyone got released, but that's not what happened. No. So history has to be correct. And people are now in a position to accept it. The fact that like Alan Turing is now on the £50 note is great, but he was chemically castrated by our government. Like, he was legally and rightfully and correctly chemically castrated. And like the injustices that happened during the war, and it's like people who are criminalized for behaviors that are now like normalized, decriminalized. Those people they don't just need a pardon, they need an apology. It's like acceptance isn't enough when things are this wrong. People need to, apologize for it. And people need to remember that these things happened within living memory. There are people alive who can remember this happening. So there are people alive now who will recall a very different world. Yeah. We're only ever two elections away from complete social reform. If Trump, which could have happened, won this election, we would be living in a very different world. That would be a much more powerful man, and it would be a much more powerful global message. And that's only 2 elections away from Barack Obama, who was promising free healthcare for all, and the first black president. I know this isn't why we all came out on a Tuesday. This is typical Tuesday, isn't it? What time is it? Fucking 10:10. I'm already talking shit in the corner of the yard. PIE, come and talk to me. Fucking listen to it. You know what I mean? But it's important that people are out there, and in these times, it's easy to become echo bubble and select who you mix with and select who you see, and you can kind of create little. But you've got to remember, there's people out there who are fucking struggling, man. And what's happened to Adrian's a big reminder for everyone, how absolutely, what a huge impact one person can have, irrespective if you know whether you're doing it at the time. He was not making the decisions in the 70s, in the 80s, to impact us now. That's not what his mindset was. He was doing it for himself with no view of this other than this is the right thing. I don't know his motives, but you know what I mean? It wasn't I don't want to put fucking words into the guy's mind, but he wasn't sitting there thinking in 50, 40 years' time,
No.
this is the impact it's going to have. He doesn't know. He didn't know. It's just by doing stuff that you don't know what's.
He saw people who needed space to be.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's very.
I think he saw people who needed a space to belong, and he provided space for them there and then. He didn't know it was going to lead on to this legacy of a fucking gay scene, basically.
Yeah.
Like, he had no idea it was going to go that way, but he persevered through all of it.
I would recommend anyone who's watching this should read a book called 5 People You Meet in Heaven. And it's about, like, literally that. The 5 people that you meet in heaven. And it's basically the 5 people that you've had the biggest impact on in their lives. And it's like, this guy dies and it tells these 5 stories of people that he impacts. And it's like a really, like, fucking easy read, you know, like one hot bath kind of like, now, like, literary, like, fucking, it's easy read, but it's just like, for me, it's always stuck with us. It's really like, you don't know what impact you're having on people, whether positive, negative, you know what I mean? One flipping comment can change
Literally
world for somebody else. It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I love the fact that this is like an actual conversation that needs to be started. Like, this is the time to be doing these sort of conversations. So if anyone has any stories or anything like that that they want to share in the comments, please do. Like, if you've got any questions about anything, stick them in the comments, because we are reading them as we're going. Like, who thought we'd have an educational moment?
Fucking who knows what's going to happen in the yard on a Tuesday, Penny.
I want to see some
We'll be doing
actual,
a fucking Stats Megamix within 5 minutes, man.
I've got it queued up.
Have the fucking fireballs out. We'll be doing shots of Kitana's tits.
I'm waiting for these questions.
Like,
because I feel like every single week there's been a lot of questions and a lot of answers. However, this week it's more been a case of like just watch and see. So I want some questions.
Yeah, so if you've got a question, guys, get them thrown into the comments right now for us. We'll answer to the best of our abilities. We make no promises.
Yeah.
Ask us something not drag, because we also know that stuff. Honestly, we do. Like, you might not believe it, but we genuinely know more than just drag.
Maybe.
If you girls were having a movie made of your life, who would play you?
Scarlett Johansson.
Who?
Kiefer Sutherland would do like Kiefer Sutherland from Lost Boys would do like me 20s. Then Caitlyn Jenner would do like me late 30s. Then probably like Miley Cyrus would do me teen years.
I want my entire life played by Fiona Shaw. Like, you know, Aunt Petunia from Harry Potter's, if we're allowed to talk about Harry Potter's. You know Aunt Petunia?
I've never really seen it.
Have you seen Killing Eve?
Yeah, well, I've seen it through Gogglebox.
Well, Aunt Petunia is the Irish woman who's in it.
Right.
I want her to play me. Just
Cara Delevigne, just because of the name.
Right. Favorite hangover food from Ray. Ray has asked favorite hangover food.
Oh, if you've seen the shame in this living room, some days it's like get up in the morning, breakfast ordered, then something around lunchtime ordered. Doesn't happen all the time, but there's sometimes like, ooh, favorite hangover food. I like just a classic bacon sandwich.
But how do you like your bacon? Because it's very important.
Crispy. Fat on, fried, like well done, but not like scorched. Well done, a lot of it. So the whole bread's covered. Butter on, so it's melted. Tomato sauce. Good white bread. Oosh.
Oosh.
You know what I mean? Like the same thickness of bacon as bread. On the
No, I like a thick cut.
Ooh.
I do. I need my thick.
Do you ever eat Kitana?
Squeeze it.
But
You eat in the morning.
Danny's suggested that Samuel L. Jackson plays Kitana in her life story.
Me and Kitana could play each other.
And shots in this motherfucking bar.
We should. What's my question?
We don't know. Jack has asked favorite number and why. What's your favorite number?
Mine was what I did for the Halloween charity night. It wasn't. No, when was it? It was 2018. That was my favorite number because I had just found out my dad had terminal cancer, and I spent a couple of weeks where I was like sobbing, feeling sorry for myself because I was like I was going to lose one of the most important guys in my life, and then it sort of hit me, and it was like this isn't fixing anything. So I organized this whole charity night, and I feel like that's the best I've ever performed. And I did a number which was it started off like as a robot type thing, and then it broke down into Christina Perry's Human, and it sort of like reflected everything that I was feeling and everything that I was doing. And that was the only time I've ever seen other drag queens watch someone perform and cry and have all of that emotion and understanding of what they were like feeling. That was my favorite number.
Did you find it easier to emote through the number than in person?
It was that performance made me realize like why I perform, because obviously like we all know me, like me as a boy, I'm very, very like shy, reserved, speak when spoken to. Me as in drag, I put on this face where I'm like everyone's your best friend. However, when I perform, it's gets everything out of everything like feeling. And I feel like it's a lot easier to perform something how I'm feeling than actually sit down, have that conversation and be like, this is what's expected of me. This is what I deliver. This is what I should be giving off, that type of thing.
That was a class night.
Sorry?
That was a class night.
Oh, it was amazing. Like, it was fucking stunning. I feel like that performance as well was the sort of like when people realized that I wasn't just a look in a sense.
Do you think?
Do you
think you have that reputation? Do you think? do you think people see you as just the look queen, or like a bit of an airhead?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like because I don't want to do DJ shifts, I don't want to host, I don't want to do anything. I want to walk around, sell shots, get in everyone's face, and be like, you know, build that rapport type thing. I feel like when other queens see me only doing shot shifts, it's a case of like, well, it's all she can do, it's all she's worth type thing. When in reality, what I'm doing, like, I feel like I'm hosting, I feel like I'm keeping people in the bar, I feel like I'm building rapport, I feel like
don't you worry.
I feel like I'm doing something more than just, you know, getting people drunk. But I prefer to actually like have that face-to-face connection.
I can see Latrine. Is she back?
I'm sorry.
She's back.
My phone was going to die, so I needed to plug it in.
Oh, okay, girl. Yeah, no, like I think I got kind of stereotyped as the karaoke queen because that was most of what I do. But like I don't think I have it as rough as you do in a way. Like I think a lot of people look at you as just a shot queen.
Yeah.
Like, and there is a lot more to you. You are like a multifaceted queen.
Thank you.
Like, do you find that, Latrine, as well? Like, do you know how people view you, and like, do you enjoy breaking their expectations?
I don't really listen or give a fuck, to be honest. I'm kind of all right with it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be, but I've been an artist for a long time. I've like done exhibitions and galleries, and I've learned that like your art isn't if you're looking to please everyone or looking to be like, it's just you're setting off on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
If you're looking to be creative and do things that I love, which I love Latrine, like I love Latrine, I love everything about it. So I don't really give like that, and I know there's enough people that also enjoy it, and it's part of the human condition to focus on the negative, and enough people that I actually respect have told me that I'm good at it, so I don't really give a fuck what anyone else thinks. Like, I don't, I didn't start drag with any expectations other than I loved being around my friends who did it and being in the community. And I hoped to be, I didn't even hope to become part of it. I just hoped to do my friends proud and like kind of take advantage of it and enjoy myself.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And then it's carried on. And like, I toured with Banji. Do you know what I mean? I did a tour with Banji. It's kind of like there's no
It's a
way
big
on
deal.
God's earth would I ever expect to do that. That should not have been a part of my life. Like, it shouldn't be. It's like at any point in my past, if you told us that was going to be something that I'd done, there's no way that I would have believed it. Like, no, honestly, like other parts that I've done, brilliant and everything, but this is all just like. So I don't know. Like, as an artist, I think it's like you can only, if you can't find happiness in yourself in the own art, then it's kind, for me, then it doesn't really exist. And it's kind of like success in creativity is like measured by yourself, not by anyone else. It's kind of like there's much easier ways to make money.
That's definitely something that I've learned more, is that when I'm enjoying it more, that's when drag pays off for me. Like,
That's when I enjoy it. I want to see you enjoy it. I want to see people enjoy themselves. I want to go to a show to enjoy myself, and part of that is watching people enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Enjoying themselves, doing things that they're good at.
Like, I love doing these Tuesdays because I get to see a little bit of everyone else on a side that we might not normally see. Like, fuck getting typecast as, like, you know, the karaoke queen or the shot queen or the fire one. Like, you know, that's a thing. Like, we're all going to get typecast in some sort of way, but we don't have to stick to it.
Like, it's self-enforced rules. It's like, to go back to like the political aspect that we were talking about earlier, it's like, remember, can you mute me 1 second? This? It's like you're doing something that has no rules. You're breaking rules by doing what we're doing officially. Yeah. We're breaking society's norms. So don't make something that is rebellious become rule driven. Yeah. I just don't understand who's invented these rules about doing something that is breaking the rules.
I think that's one of the main problems with drag, is that drag now as a culture is very much brought on by competitions. People are coming out and doing competitions, and they're being, as we saw this week in RuPaul's Drag Race UK, like Ginny coming out as non-binary, or non-gender conforming, and then being told to sexy it up. Like, that sort of moment, it's a contradiction that makes better telly, but at the same time, like, why are we following other people's rules to put us in boxes when I get why, because it's, you know, it's competition.
Like, they won't, I'm sure, and they'll use that 30 minutes of TV to do something with, I'm sure. It's a really like important conversation that people need to be having, or like, and it's going to cause conflict and that, but the gender conversations are real. It's where we were like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So for me, again, like the whole when I'm trying to explain to people about, and myself, like LGB, when I first came out or was thinking about coming out, it was LGB. Like, the T wasn't included. It was like, and over the years it's become more, and people are like, why should it? But it's like, gotta remember that, like, as we've discussed, like 50 years ago, people were fighting just to be called fucking G.
Yeah.
Or L. Like, it's like, it was like, if you did anything that was out of the binary norm, you were just thrown into this G category. Well, that doesn't work. So it's like, of course you're going to fight and fight and fight for every individual's right to call themselves whatever fucking letter they want to call themselves. You don't have to understand it. You just have to accept it. Like I 100%, despite what I'm sitting in front of you, like consider myself to be a G. Like there is no other. That's what I consider myself to be, like a male G. So
Like for
if
me,
somebody wants to fight to be something else, then fucking go for it.
like
Whatever the fuck.
I identify on apps and things as a gay male, but I'm probably more close to like queer. I'm probably more queer than anything.
Yeah.
Like and it's because the gay thing hasn't like even though someone said once that they kind of came out 3 or 4 times as their life progressed, and I feel like my coming out at 18 all those years ago as a gay man has progressed because I've learned more.
We should challenge ourselves and we should ask questions about it. And just because we found an answer to what we were when we were 21,
That's it. I found
mean that the same answer has to apply.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I don't even know whether you need to, not you, but whether one should even have to answer. That would be the ideal for me. It's like, who gives a fuck? Like, you call us that, I'll call us this, you call them that. Like, I'll change what I call myself every other week, and who gives a fuck? Like,
exactly, girl, exactly. Kitana, I'm bringing you back in, lass. I'm bringing you back in with the volumes. There we go. In the comments, basically, we've got Delonco trying to get Franny to send him nudes.
Say nudes.
No, can we move to something like uplifting? And
well, Jack's clarified his question and said, "My favorite number I meant as in 1, 2, 3, 4." So, what's your favorite number?
As in 1, 2, 3, 4. What?
Like what number? Mine is literally like every time I check my phone on a daytime, it's 12:34. Not every time, but at 12:34.
Mine's 11:11.
11:11 because that's my favorite number.
11:11 in the morning. I always feel like I should have done something by 11:11.
Yeah.
I normally have
11:11. Every time I notice that number, I make a wish.
Dear.
Yeah, because it's my favorite number.
Yeah, mine too. See, that's why we're twins.
Twinning. Same person.
I'm the twins. It's like when
my ponytail's just falling out. I'm assuming it's stress. Tana, a bit of my ponytail's just fallen out. I'll post it.
Thank you, babe.
It's a new drag king.
That's just called as the Gail Porter of drag.
I love how Gail Porter. Riseborough has commented. Our Potter has commented saying 11/11's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Someone's lucky.
Every day.
Franny is asking Snog, marry, avoid drag race. Should we do UK? We'll do UK. Snog, marry, avoid.
Snog. Astina.
Wait. No. Can we snog, marry, avoid, but make it very specific to who? So give me 3 names, snog, marry, avoid.
Yeah, so I'd snog Astina. I'd probably marry, out of this series, I'd marry probably Veronica Green.
Absolutely same. Like Veronica, Veronica's a treat. Like
you guys sort out the electrical stuff for us when I couldn't do what before. And then I'd avoid a horror.
Sam.
I think she'd nip my head after a while.
Yeah, I think I think for me it would be Snog Tace, marry Veronica again because she's exactly my type, and avoid a horror because it seems problematic. I don't know why.
Yeah.
However, if they are on a Club Kids tour, we love them.
I'm just going to get another drink. Do you need to meet us out? And then I'll probably go for a wee.
All right, Ass. We'll take you out, and then you can go back in when you're ready. What about US? Do you have any favorites?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. Like, I've met a couple of the girls, and still, when I'm watching them, still a bit like everything they're doing is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like enticed. I'm not. I don't even know what to say. I'm not there with them. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Like for me, I think
It's taken up.
with the American one, if I was snog, marry, avoiding, it would be snog.
Give me 1 sec. I'm still here. I'm just grabbing something.
It's just me then. So I'd probably snog Gottmik, like marry Utica, and avoid Candy.
Oh, I fucking hate Candy.
Choices?
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking hate her. She does my absolute fucking head in.
What sort of edit do you think you would get if you were on RuPaul's Drag Race?
Me,
Yeah.
cunt. Like, no, I don't even know. I feel like because I'm very forward with my opinion,
Yeah.
it's gonna bite me in the arse.
But do you think, like, do you think that would help you get through the series? Do you think because you're making good telly, you would last longer?
No,
Do you not think?
no, no. I no. Like, had to think. Still, answer no.
Mother said that you'd get the Ahura. You'd get. That's what you would get.
She's
Like that.
got like the worst edit so far.
She's not. I think she's very talented at what she does.
What
But
does
there's
she do?
there's an undertone to it, and I don't know what it is yet.
Like when I watch it, I'm like, what do you do? Like I'm still trying to understand like what she actually does, apart from shitty comments when people aren't there.
I mean,
whereas with me, I would not give shitty comments when they weren't there. I'd wait and be like, I think this because of this.
I would do both.
Yeah.
I'd sit behind their back, but then I'd be like, oh, actually, I've just said this. So, we've got a question from the lovely Nathaniel, who I haven't seen in absolute years. Cliff Richard or Michael Bublé?
Who?
Cliff Richard or Michael Bublé?
For what purpose?
I don't know. Cliff Richard or Mickey Bubble?
Can I just pull a face instead?
What's our Tess asking now? If you were to produce a drag show that was doing a UK tour and had to pick 3 Newcastle queens, who would you pick and why? Which queens
Say that question again?
If you were putting on a drag show to tour the UK, which 3 Newcastle queens would you take with you, and why?
Including myself.
Yeah. Oh well, you're a given. So.
I don't know. Gladys.
Just thinking, you can see the cogs work.
This is a very difficult question. Because who do I enjoy watching? Like, I enjoy watching everyone, but if I took certain queens to represent Newcastle...
Yeah, if it was Kitana Delevigne, like featuring...
Delevigne
featuring 3 queens. If your name was, like, on the line...
Gladiola.
It's a tough pick.
No, it really is, because like I love everyone for what they do. Like Delonco, what Delonco does,
yeah,
I can't fucking do. Like I will never be able to do. And she's like, in my opinion, she's up there. Mother, what Mother does, I can't do what Mother does. But it's like
trying to find a well-rounded team would be very difficult.
Yeah, like to connect to what I do, I don't think I could, in a sense.
Like
and that's no shade.
When me and Dixie did our show at Boulevard, we thought long and hard about who we wanted to host it. And because we wanted it so separate from Boulevard itself, like we could have asked Ophelia and we chose not to. So we asked Phyllis, and Phyllis was the best host for our show. Like she was perfect for it because we were doing old school camp, and Phyllis was the perfect person to DJ and keep the atmosphere going when we weren't on stage. Like, what about you, Latrine? Which three Newcastle Queens would you take on tour with you for your show?
My tour would be
My tour.
obviously me, obviously. So me and three others.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would do my Gladys. So I would do the top two from 2018. Myself, obviously, like
Oh
I
shit,
am
Layla. I
visual
forgot about Layla.
illusionist. I'm the one when they come out and they go, "Is that a man? Oh my God, is that a woman?" And then I'm the triple threat. I will shoplift, car steal, and rob houses. Then I would also have Gladys because she's very funny. She'd come out and I think Gladys would give a lot of hope to those people who really think, "Oh my God, I've got no talent. All I've got is my friends." And this one guy, and she's still rocking it. So God bless Gladys, and she's funny as fuck. That's a joke, obviously. No shade.
Yeah,
She's a good entertainer. She would knock out a few performers. Layla Spinks,
Layla's stunning.
Like that is as a representation for this city. She does amazing. She take drag somewhere else that we hadn't seen in, or at least I had not seen in person. She's beautiful. She got the body. She's a dancer. Everyone would go, "Oh, look at Layla Spinks do the dancing." And then obviously I can't not say Mother Tucker. It is a given.
Like she sat across the room from you right now.
Basically, because she got a driving license, and also she got the toxic capacity of a fucking. She could knock Amy Winehouse out. In fact, rumor had that she was there. So that's why I pick her, because it will be like fucking fun. And maybe that bitch turned it out. Let's face it. There ain't no one going to do a little show like that bitch. Plus, we could do a couple of numbers together. That's always fun. So that would be my tour. I'd pay. But I wouldn't be in it. You'd be fucking pissed if you had to pay for your own show. £12.50, I ain't paid that for that shit, bitch. I'd rather not fucking go. Them three cunts on their own. I'm going to McDonald's. Got better ways to spend £12.50. Thank you very much, Andrew Hoyle. I'll just wait, sneak in the back the way the rest of us do.
Like for me, I think if I was going to take three Newcastle Queens, it would probably be Jackie LeCue, Jasmine Dick, and Darcy Sparkle.
Like your kind of crowd.
That's my lineup, because they would follow me and they would do absolutely everything better than me.
To be fair, like, I'd pay to see that.
I mean, it's a tour that you would want to watch. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking,
you're one of them crazies that kind of followed the tour around for the entire set, right around the country. I think everyone could guarantee that no show would be the same.
It would be a sellout every time.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's all about making that money. Who would you two do in the Snatch game?
Christina Aguilera.
Could you give us a little Christina?
What?
Could you give us a little Christina?
What would you like?
Give us a little bit of Fighter. Give us a little Fighter, like Fighter Christina.
There you go. You're welcome. They're similar, ain't it? My Fanny also stinks. So that's another. And I've got genital warts. That's two things me and Christina got in common. I've also got beef with Britney, but and I let Justin Timberlake nut in me. I've got a lot in common with Christina Aguilera. We also a size 4 on Boohoo. I think she had to cancel her subscription because her greatest hits didn't do as well as she was hoping. So she pays $3.99 for a delivery. She just saves up at that little blue arrow in the window, let the catalog man know that she ordering. I say, Christina Aguilera, shut the fuck up. Are you still in touch with Maya, Christina Aguilera? What the hell happened to her? She's still bitter about her ex, stomping little sticks around in the desert. I'm not Maya. That ain't going to be how you get over him. Listen, bitch, don't sing a song about how you're over your ex, because the fact that you wrote a fucking song telling me you ain't. So, less it is, delete his number, Maya. Stop bothering Pink. She's moved on to other things. She said yes at the time, but, you know, she would never really into the other three. That's what she used to say. Pink always said to me, I don't mind making a video, but you put me in front of that Christina Aguilera again, I'm going to knock that skinny bitch in next week. I said, Pink.
Latrine.
So anyway.
Latrine, if we were going to do a Lady Marmalade number, who would you want with us?
Well, I would just be everyone, and then I'd get Missy Elliott on in the end.
No, I mean like local girls. It'd be me and you.
Yeah,
Who
just
else?
me, Maya, Pink, Christina. Well, Christina Aguilera ain't in it. I still ain't talking to her. I would be Christina Aguilera on account of my smelly fanny. I think Penny's little dog could be Maya. I mean, fight amongst the rest of you for the other ones.
Ah, that's shit.
I would have Danny DeLonco as Missy Elliott.
Or
that's a moment waiting to happen.
Who would you be, Kitana?
I'd be your
stunt double.
First alternate.
Have you got a favourite duet?
Have I?
Yes.
No.
Or anyone?
You haven't got a favourite
duet? Question there to the crowd.
Like, how haven't you got a favourite duet?
Oh, actually, no. If I think about it, it will probably be "For Good" from the Wicked musical.
Yes, nice.
However, the person replacing who I would be voicing to, not a clue. No idea.
Like, I think that's the moment where you and Elle get back together. Like, you two doing that would be camp.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely miss Elle like so fucking much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree.
Like, I think if I was going to do a duet, it would be Streisand and Celine doing "Tell Him."
I love that one.
Yes.
I love that one.
It's such a good duet. It's such like this is my karaoke roots coming through. Like, it's amazing. It's one of
Who would you be, Celine or Streisand?
Both. I'd have the nose and I'd be hitting myself in the chest. Like,
I want to do George Michael and Aretha Franklin.
As both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In one of them halfy outfits.
Halfy.
You have like half a dress and half a suit.
Yeah.
I know it's been done forever, but
it's still good though. It still works.
Yeah, I just love that song so much.
Like we need to find a 6-piece one and do like 2 people each.
I want to know who's still watching and why they're not asking questions.
We have this moment. It gets to like this time of night, and then everyone dries up with questions. It happens every week.
Gross.
Oh,
we got a little bit of card.
That sounds like a very long thing. But if you do want to meet Dr. Afua, spellcaster, feel free. I'm probably going to delete that one because that's a hell of a comment.
Because I'm watching the live, but only so many things are coming up.
We've got.
So I don't see everything.
They're all just watching. They're all waiting for like Latrine's next moment to spin out. I think.
Spin out.
Have you? I'm bringing a little bit of a sad tone to tonight. Have you heard about Screech from Saved by the Bell?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
and Captain Tom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Captain Tom.
Captain Tom. Yeah.
Very sad about Captain Tom, but he had a good run for it.
So did Squish, to be fair.
Well, 44 for him was canny.
He worked in porn for a while, didn't he?
He did. Have you seen it?
No. Have you?
No.
Sorry for that bang.
We've got Franny asking, how do people learn to style wigs? The answer for me is I buy them.
Depends what style.
What about you, Latrine?
I mean, I just seem to grow my own, see what happens. This one is one wig, and then these bits is just stapled on. But I would not take my advice because not everybody has this natural beauty that I do. So for me, I can really get away with it, whereas a lot of people would just look shit.
I couldn't pull that off. I could not pull that off at all.
No.
I could because we look identical.
Yeah. I don't know. I've spoke to Naomi about it, and Cindy and all the girls, and just said like, how do you cope? And I said, Latrine, we look to you for the answers. And I said, at that moment, I said, supermodels of the late 1990s, while we're all in this room, just be beautiful, which is what I'm doing really well, if you ask me. Probably the best I've ever seen it done. I agree. I think everyone at home probably agrees. That's why they're just stunned into silence and not asking questions.
I know, it's fucking shit. Like, ask questions, guys. Keep us.
They can't ask questions, Kitana, because they're comatose by my beauty.
We do have one.
For 2 hours.
We've got one question just come in, specifically for Kitana. How do you feel about wigs styled with scrunchies?
No. No.
I like a good scrunchie.
No, you don't. Right, when someone has more scrunchies than teeth that they own, they should not be fucking putting them in their wigs. Is that right, Maya?
So, right, we've got about 10 minutes left, girls. So, last question from me. If you could pick 2 TV shows to cross over, which crossover TV shows would you like to see?
Strictly Come Dancing and the cutthroat, hyper-competitive world of competitive body painting.
So Strictly Come Painting.
Strictly Come Blow Me Painting. There's also another one on Netflix where they blow glass. I swear to God, I have not known tension like some motherfucker carrying a huge fucking glass vase across the room when it's 125 million degrees and there's little people. Jesus Christ, it's talk about fucking adrenaline rush. I ain't felt nothing like this since fucking Lisa from Steps performed at Pride. You know what I mean? I ain't felt this kind of emotion since then. So it would be a combination of glass blowing, Strictly Come Dancing, that one where they make the little cakes, because I like a cake after a dance. And
the Great British Cum Blow is where I'm at so far.
Basically, the Great Spring Wash. So the Great British Come on my tits, please, with a cake. The Great British Cakey Come on my tits in winter, watch blow off, body paint.
What about you, Kate?
I'm going to say Drag Race just because I think it would be hilarious to mix it with Takeshi's Castle.
I like that idea. Mine would also be a Drag Race crossover, but it would be with Charity Shop Sue, so it's Charity Shop Sue Paul's Drag Race.
Excuse me, lady.
Yeah, like imagine Sue on the panel every week instead of Michelle Visage, who is very good friends with Latrine, because she sent her a letter.
That's me ladies.
Yeah. So imagine Charity Shop Sue on the panel next to Rue, and every challenge is like, you've got a choice of all of this lovely decoration from the charity shop wall. Like, that's a camp show.
That's brilliant.
Imagine it just popping in from like, Rue comes in, hello, 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 tells them the challenge, and Sue just goes like in from the door, and in she comes.
Excuse me, lady.
Camp times. We've got Tessa said Shameless and Antiques Roadshow.
What?
Shameless
Where
and
you value old ecstasy.
Yeah, like imagine finding a vintage 90s pill.
A vintage Mitsubishi.
God, would it get better with time? Would it age like a wine? I don't know.
I don't know. Let's ask the viewers if they've got one to send what it is.
Does anyone know? Has anyone got access? Obviously, I would not recommend, but
not me.
No.
But we will give you Latrine's PO box for the Flora later.
Yes. The Flora vintage Mitsubishi.
Yes, dear. Our lovely Claire has asked, what's your favourite topping on pizza?
Pepperoni.
Pineapple.
Ooh.
Just pineapple?
Pineapple? Well, it's ham and pineapple, but...
You can get chicken and pineapple as well.
Nope, ham.
Ham?
Ham and pineapple. Always. And whoever tells me different...
I'm expecting delivery for pepperoni pizzas and Flora.
Ooh.
And He-Man. I'm collecting He-Man at the minute.
Going back to the previous one, Gary has said the Great British Bake Off, a naked attraction. That's a crossover show.
I'd like to see where you shove your Claire.
I mean, you do see many a soggy bottom, so it kind of works.
And a fondant fancy.
Right, then, girls, I think that's pretty much it for tonight.
Yes.
Big thank you to you two. Can we give the girls some hearts? Make sure you follow them on every platform. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and the Twitters and Facebooks. And if they've got a TikTok, I mean, maybe.
She's going to make one. She's making a TikTok. We'll see what happens.
That's it. Like, any final words, guys?
Thank you for having us.
You're more than welcome, girl. You're welcome anytime. Anytime. Honestly,
Okay,
it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, girls.
Bye.
I love you both. And for everyone else, we'll see you soon. Make sure you drop us a little tip if you can in the comments and things like that. Try and give us a little PayPals. But for now, we'll see you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. It's been me, Penny. And we will see you all again soon. Good night, take care, and ta-ra.
Bye.
Bye.